Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Shade Reacts Live. I'm Shade.
I'm Hannah.
Hannah's a therapist. I do YouTube and stuff. Today we're doing something different. Typically we do music reactions. She breaks down, some heavy-hitting lyrics, and I talk about the music production, the music video production, and just random stuff. We have fun. But today we wanted to break down one of the most famous therapy moments to ever hit cinema, which is the scene from Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams and Matt Damon. It's Not Your Fault. So we've obviously seen this movie, but I can't speak for Hannah. I probably haven't seen this movie in 5 or 6 years. But I know this scene.
Yeah.
Well, I know a part of this scene. So I'm really curious to hear you break it down from a therapist perspective.
Yeah.
And I guess ultimately, why don't you tell, what is the purpose? What are you looking to do? Are you trying to, correct what's wrong or just confirm what's done right? What's your...
I think what's funny is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is I actually get questions about this particular scene a lot from my clients. What did you think about this? And I have thoughts. I have many thoughts. But I've never actually sat and watched it and kind of done observations at the same time.
At the moment,
yeah, so that I think that's going to be kind of fun to just see what my memory of this is and what I tell clients when they ask about it versus what it's like to have it in front of me and talk about it.
Yeah, good call.
So I figured that might be kind of fun and just to see the different pieces there because I have many feelings about it, so I'm curious to see how the different pieces kind of play together.
If you guys enjoy this type of breakdown analysis of movie and TV scenes, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also drop a comment or just a recommendation of powerful therapy scenes that you would like to have an actual therapist, not an actor, break down and kind of talk about and tell you what's done well, what's absolutely done wrong. And because I'm curious too, because we do this all the time when we watch a movie or we watch a TV show, and I look at her as soon as therapy is mentioned, and she's like, so I'm very interested as well. So let's go ahead and break down It's Not Your Fault by Robin Williams and Matt Damon.
Welcome to Shade React.
What is it?
This is your file. I have to send it back to the judge for evaluation.
Oh.
Turn off these. They're already wrong.
Yeah.
So this is your pile?
It's
This was
interesting.
fast.
'Cause,
Fastest pause on the channel so far.
So I just want to point out, because this is something that's really interesting about particularly this dynamic between the two of them. It's mandated counseling, right? He is here because he has to be. That already puts us into a very, very different dynamic because oftentimes these clients are the most resistant. They don't want to be there. They think what you're doing is stupid. They just want to get through it. And usually the object of their resistance and their frustration with having to be there is directly presented to you. So just when he was talking about send this to the judge for the evaluation, that's been the dynamic here, which makes the scene that much more powerful.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know why I'm even inputting. I have no fucking expertise in this, but I feel like people already who don't like therapy, they think they're better than it. They think they don't need it. They're better than what therapy can offer. But imagine being someone like Will here, who's literally a fucking genius.
Yeah.
This guy's the smartest guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's probably I don't need it. I can self-analyze. I don't need you, bro.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going through his head.
To the judge.
What is it?
This is your file. I have to send it back to the judge for evaluation.
Oh. Hey, you're not gonna fail me, are you? What's it say?
Want to read it?
Why?
I'm very excited about this. Even offering to read it, that's such a show of trust, right? All the way through this, right? He's trying to build trust and saying, do you want to read the file? I will say that doesn't happen very often in real world therapy, right? Oftentimes clients always have access to their file. They can always read it if they would like. But usually the file is going to be pretty vague. I mean, when I write my notes, they're 4 sentences long, maybe. And that's really because you want to keep it vague in case you get subpoenaed. You don't want the judge or anybody else to be able to get all of these details of what your clients are talking about. So you keep it specific enough, you know what you're talking about. The client, if they were to read it, would know what that session was about, but outside of that, you keep it pretty vague, unless otherwise dictated to for some reason. This case, it might be different because there is that judge aspect of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's a big show of trust to hand the file over to your client.
Have you had any experience with that?
20 years of counseling. Yeah, I've seen some pretty awful shit.
I mean, have you had any experience with that?
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Sure ain't good.
My father was an alcoholic. Mean fucking drunk. He'd come home hammered, looking to wail on somebody. So I'd provoke him so he wouldn't go after my mother and little brother. Interesting nights were when he wore his rings.
Yeah, he used to just put a wrench, a stick, and a belt on the table and just say choose.
Well, I gotta go with the belt there, Vanna.
I used to go with the wrench.
Why the wrench?
Because fuck him, that's why.
Your foster father.
Yeah. So, you know, what is it, like, Will has an attachment disorder? Is it all that stuff? Fear of abandonment? Is that why I broke up with Skylar?
I didn't know you had.
I did.
You want to talk about it?
No.
He brought it up, but I don't want to talk about it.
The play here. So I actually forgot that they're talking about his own file, not the one that Robin Williams wrote. So, or, you know, as the therapist. Again, lots of trust building. I will say this also does not happen very often in real therapy, where the therapist is going to talk a whole lot about their experience. But again, this isn't a normal. This is a very resistant client. This is a client who's a fighter. This is somebody who has been through a lot, and so to be able to create rapport by talking about something so terrible and sharing that back and forth, again, doesn't happen in real life very often, but it does happen sometimes, especially if it helps the client feel heard and seen. But I will say, watching this scene and watching them both be really vulnerable, like my heart rate started going up of like,
Oh, yeah?
You can feel the vulnerability in that room, and like this is one of those moments that as a therapist, when you have your client opening up to you about what weapon they chose for their parent to hit them with.
Yeah, wrench is a tough move.
Well, and he even said, because fuck him, that's why, right? Just that level of vulnerability in, I wanted him to see how he couldn't break me. That's what that is saying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But again, just that back and forth, and like, as a therapist, you have to hold that kind of space so delicately, because it's painful. So you have to just be very gentle as you move into that. And he does a good job of that, just letting it be. So.
Hey, Will. I don't know a lot. You see this? All this shit. This is not your fault. Look at me, son. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I know.
No, you don't. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
All right.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault.
Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean. Not you.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Man. What an incredible movie, man.
Yeah, we got to go back and watch this. This is a risky move. And you have to really, as a therapist, you have to really have a lot of trust built with the client to create this space. Not all therapy looks like this scene. I think people, like, this is like the epitome of that healing, right? But it takes so much time to build to that kind of trust. But he had to really know how Will was going to respond in order to give it. But it's interesting, and the thing that I always really love about this scene is you literally watch him go through almost the stages of grief.
He's like, no.
Yeah, denial. Then you move
He's
into
like, no, I know.
brushing it off.
Yeah.
Like you push it and you push it and you push it, and then he gets angry and then he breaks down. So you just watch those layers come back. And I will say, it maybe not quite that fast, but it does look like that to do trauma therapy. It does look like that.
Yeah. R.I.P. Robin Williams too, man. Like, what a legend.
Yeah.
What an absolute legend.
Seriously.
I also love how, from a director standpoint, how long they let this
I
hug go on
I
for.
know. Yeah.
Like, I love that they let that go for, longer than is kind of comfortable to watch.
Yeah.
Like I think that's really, really well done. I love that.
One thing that I really love about this movie too, and it was really ahead of its time for this reason, is it's showing two men. You don't see a lot of depictions of an adult man working with a male therapist, especially in cinema, and so to be able to show two men being vulnerable like this,
It's always a woman therapist.
Yeah.
It's always a female therapist.
And
yeah.
so the fact that they showed vulnerability between two men and a male therapist holding this space for a male client is really incredible.
I don't know. I've seen Dr. Phil, and there's a lot of guys on that show.
Different dynamic, I think.
None of them are vulnerable for some reason. I don't know why.
weird, right?
Yeah, for some reason, none of them are vulnerable.
Yeah. But to sum all of this up, there were some aspects of this that I think aren't as, I will say, I don't hug my clients, especially when they're in this space. That's my own personal preference. Some therapists feel differently, but there are a lot of other ways that you can also show that care, and some clients don't like to be touched, so that's the other piece of it too. But really the thing that I will always hold that this is probably one of the best examples of what therapy is and what it looks like, is the trust between the two of them, even when there are painful emotions, even when there's talking about those specific things that are really, really traumatic. The trust that is built between the two of them is so spot on for what you want therapy to be and what it can really look like. So across the board, that's always my answer, is the rapport between the two of them. Amazing.
You know what we should do? If people end up liking this like series of breaking down movies and TV shows, we should create like a scale, like 1 out of 10 with like decimal points, and like from your perspective, what is like 10 being like an actual real life session.
Yeah.
And how good the acting is, how good the directing is, the script, and like how accurate it is. Not the best TV, because like that's probably like going to be, in my opinion, one of the better TV moments. But like you said, there's a lot of that like might not actually be super appropriate in real therapy.
Yeah.
Obviously the sentiment is there, but like reading the file or hugging him and like when he gets violent and pushes, like some of that's like probably not super realistic in like an actual therapy session, but we should create like a rating system. Maybe we should start, what would you rate this one? Saying 10 out of 10 is like real session, like you're gonna sit across from them tomorrow morning. What would you put this one as? Like
on the realness of it, I'd probably say a 6.
Yeah, I was like, we got to be harsh, because we got to be harsh.
Really mostly because of the whole depiction of the talking about his own experiences. Getting pushed by the client. That's not going to happen. That's never, like, not on an appropriate scale, right? So I give it a 6 for that. Yeah,
I like that. All right, we're starting with a 6. Good Will Hunting. The "it's not your fault" scene, complete bullshit according to Hannah. It's all wrong.
Not what I said.
We have it here first, folks. Just kidding. 6 is fair. I think that's really fair. I think honestly a 10 out of 10 is almost gonna be impossible, because it's a fucking movie. It's a TV show. It's not gonna be realistic.
Yep.
And you don't want it to be, because real therapy is, It's not as entertaining. It's not as entertaining.
And that's the point.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know if you guys enjoyed this. Obviously, I'm a big like TV and movie guy, so I'm happy to break this stuff down alongside the person you guys are actually here to listen to about it. So let us know what you think. I think this will be fun. So until next time, we'll see you.